Danny Flexent here for Seconds Out with undefeated heavyweight Fabio Wardley. Fabio, you're on the big Nottingham show on Friday evening. Kind of a marking time fight, I think it's fair to say, while you wait for the big opportunity to come. What's in your plans for 2019?
Yeah, it's a bit of a step-in fight for me. Kind of that middle ground before the next level. So just before I start pushing on a lot further. Nice tough opponent, someone to get some rounds out of. Just this year the goals are to pick up a few belts. So mainly the southern area or the English. Those two are the ones I'm looking at for this year. Just some nice little kind of accolades to tick off a few boxes for me, a few milestones, and then kick on next year with a bit of I hope having a bigger name, a bit of a bigger standing, a bigger fan base and things, and then push on to some bigger fights kind of 2020 of next year.
Are those belts both vacant at the moment, do you know? I think Dubois had them, didn't he?
I think the southern area is vacant. I think Dubois still holds on to the English. Obviously, he's been called for the British, so he'll probably relinquish that and move on to the British at some point before the end of the year. So we're looking to start with the southern area. We'll try and pick that up at some point early in the next few months, and then once Dubois drops off with the English, we can go get that as well.
What do you make of that whole situation? Because it's looking now like Joe Joyce is going to fight for a different belt perhaps on their next show, and Dubois will fight Gorman, a fight that's been talked about for a while for the British title. Don't want to preempt anything, but there's a press conference tomorrow. I'm assuming that's what's going to be announced. What do you make of that whole situation? Joyce Dubois not happening at the moment.
It's not the end of the world. Like, Joyce and Gorman is still a good fight. If Joyce and Dubois never got called, and it was Dubois and Gorman anyways, everyone would be still very happy with that fight, and it's a very good matchup. So I'd still be very interested in it. Joyce, it doesn't mean that's the end of the world. It doesn't mean they'll never fight for the British. It doesn't mean him and Daniel will never fight. It just means right now probably they'll do something else. Knowing Frankie's probably trying to conserve them too for maybe something a bit bigger, where each of them have a belt that they can wave and then fight for as a bigger unit. So we'll see how that goes.
Who do you fancy in Dubois Gorman?
I've always been a bigger fan of Gorman. More so just because I like his style, I like the way he fights, I like how he is. Maybe because I relate to him a bit in that sense, that he throws a lot of punches, gets a lot of combos off, things like that. And I think his style is right for Daniel, who's got the fundamentals down very well. He comes from a very strong amateur background, so he's got them straight punches down and things. But I think sometimes I've always said he lacks a bit of imagination when it comes to trying to finish your opponents or just finding different gaps and things. And that's no credit to him, because ultimately he's got pretty much everyone out of there that he's fought. But I think that's a different element he could add to his game.
You've obviously been sparring Usyk recently for the second time. We spoke to you after the first time. Why did you injure him?
He was getting the better of me, so I gave him a little kick in the leg.
Frustrated?
Yeah, I had enough. I wasn't having it. But no, yeah, it was my second time out there. And him and his team, like I said, the press conference, they're just great to be around. I love being part of their camp. They're also nice, they look after you, and it's just a great camp to be around, learning-wise as well, to pick up knowledge and information and just push yourself, because as much as they're nice to you and things, they won't, like Usyk himself, when we're sparring and stuff, he don't let you off the hook. He will press you and he'll try and he'll put it on you, seriously. So it's nice to test yourself at that level and get a bit of a gauge of see where you are and say, like, okay, look, I'm behind this guy, I'm levels behind this guy, but I am still catching him here and I'm still catching him there, so this is good and that's good. So it's nice to pick those little bits from it.
What level of improvement did you gauge in yourself between the first sparring sessions with him last year and then this year?
I think it was quite big, more so due to just being more comfortable, being able to be a bit more of myself. And the first time I went out there was, one, it was my first time sparring him, but two, it was my first time going away to a different country to do a sparring camp on my own and go, no one, I just went me and myself. So first time around it was a little bit like, okay, I need to really do well here, and I probably forced it a bit. But second time around, a lot more comfortable. I know where I am, I know the setting, I know where everything runs. So yeah, I think I relaxed into it a lot more and did very well.
Were you there when he actually got injured, or was it even like a single injury, or was it something that built up over time?
No, it wasn't nothing to do with me. I wasn't there. I left the camp. At just before they announced it, I think, because he had a slight date issue as well, where he was moving that around. So I left because I had to get back and sort my own things, because I had this card to obviously fight on and things. But when I left, he was fit and healthy, so it must have been something that someone else done to him.
He was still breathing when I left.
Yeah,
they found the body later.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Shaggy said that once. Yeah. I don't know how it worked out for him, but what are we going to see from you after this one's out the way? You've talked about the belts you're targeting, but are there specific opponents that you'd like to fight in terms of that measuring stick again that other prospects have fought maybe?
Not really. I don't base myself around that. I don't really go looking for someone in particular. I don't look for, oh, this guy, I want to get rid of him, or that guy, I want to get rid of him. It's just, if we meet along the way, then fine. I'm more than happy to fight anyone in this division. I don't mind who it is, wherever. But I don't focus myself or my career around, right, we need to aim for this person and get ourselves towards them, because I just don't think that's right for me and my development. I need to be focused on myself right now, so that's what I do.
And we've asked you this before, but for people that didn't see the previous interview, just tell us your main social media handles so they can follow you and follow the journey.
So the main one I use is Instagram. So that's just my full name, Fabio Wardley. So you can give me a follow on there, give me a shout. Twitter's the same as well, same handle, Fabio Wardley. So just give me a shout on either of those.
Brilliant. Well, we wish you the best of luck on Friday and going forward.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Cheers.